your being here today and many other programs that are out there is really going to help that process when the school board said, well, we can't do it because they're not prepared. We are getting prepared today, and I really want to thank you for being here. I really want to thank you for pushing this whole envelope to its very end. I know that in Albuquerque, we've had two major bringing together of parents. We had one at LBJ on the west side and Sandia High School on the east side, talking about how parents feel about this and some community meetings. I believe that it's Rachel's Challenge. You're more familiar with this than I am. You're in the field these days. Rachel's Challenge seems to be one of the issues that they're promoting, at least in the Albuquerque public school system, and those that are here from APS may learn of more and others that are going to happen because of that. So we're making some progress. But I think the progress is twofold. The obvious and that's underneath. I'm looking at the New Mexico Human Rights Project. So while this has some obvious issues, I think one of the biggest issues, and I'm so glad that you're here today, I'm so glad that the project is taking it together, this is a human rights issue. It hits to the very core of what are these children facing, what are their families having to face, and is it just Spanky and the gang? No. It's a human rights issue that we're going to tackle, you're going to tackle. So what does that leave for the legislature, Representative Miera specifically? We've got the bill, thank you. Now what? You know the next thing's going to come is funding. You know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. And for me to hide my head in the sand would be just as bad. Is it going to be an easy issue? Not in these economic times. But as we all well know, and the U.S. Attorney hit it right on the button, if we don't do any prevention, I'm just going to have to come back and put in more and more money for corrections. And you know, that's going to be twice as expensive as it is for you to be here today. So why not just bite the bullet and say we need to put this in as soon as possible and give those school boards not the out, but the in for coming in and saying we're going to give you the monies to do that. That doesn't come specifically from me. I can represent you, but I believe your homework starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. The day's not over yet, we're not even giving your homework. Representative Miera is going to give you a little bit of homework. Go back and speak with your legislators who are still running for office, many of them, and then tell them that this is an issue, that you just can't do it because you really like the idea. You're going to need that support. You're going to need those books that are out there. You're going to need that help that comes from the school boards giving you the time to be here. And then me coming along and asking you for more, because I know how important your jobs are as counselors and social workers and so forth. You have a lot on your table. We just put a little bit more on the side, but we know how important this is. But in the end, it's a human rights issue, as it should be, and you're taking care of it. And I think that our responsibility is more than just the identification of the bullying factors that are out there that I know you're going to talk about today, but as a therapist myself, I know the second part of that's going to have to be, and maybe not necessarily in your neck of the woods, but we're going to have to, after we find those individuals who need help, we're going to have to be able, so you have some place to refer these individuals to. You know, the bullying, we're going to be able to deal with the victim, but let's make sure that the offender is going to have some place to get some treatment and change that. Because if not, we're just going to revolve that. You know that issue. But again, that's my problem. I'm asking you for help and talking to your legislators and saying this is a big enough issue that we just can't do it because we've got a big heart. We do it because we need that support. And with that, I'm hoping we can do not just part one, putting in the piece of legislation, but following through with the legislation and giving you the tools to do that. So with that, I want to thank you so much for being here this morning. And again, I'm impressed, but not surprised. You're the greatest. Thank you.